I dream to be a world tour surfer, but first I need to learn to catch more waves, and first I need to be bigger. I do dream about that all the time. I'm Quincy Symonds. I love surfing and I'm 7 years old.
A little surfer making big waves. She's already gained multiple sponsors in her home country of Australia.
Capturing the attention of the surfing world. Nicknamed the Flying Squirrel.
A charming and remarkable young girl from Australia who has somehow managed to become a surfing prodigy.
Surfing is a really kind of tricky sport in that there's a lot of factors that are not under your control. You're really just sliding around on water on a piece of glass. You also need physical endurance and, water skills. I think Quincy is actually a really great little surfer. You see someone so young just paddling out there and being like, you know what, I deserve to be here. I think it's actually a really cool thing.
She always was a water baby. The very first day she actually went surfing was on my birthday.
My dad went away for 45 minutes every morning surfing, and I decided to wake up and stand at the door. And then he opened the door and I didn't say hello or anything. I just said, I'm coming surfing with you. He said, okay, finally something to actually do with someone.
So we took her down to the beach and we thought it'd last maybe 10 or 15 minutes.
And Quincy just did not want to get out of the water, and the only way we could get her to leave was to promise that she'd get to go back again tomorrow.
She just kept smiling and laughing. It didn't matter how many times she fell off. It just didn't matter. It was just so much fun.
The waves weren't scary, but it was bigger than I expected.
By the end of 2 weeks, it was pretty evident that it was definitely something that we were going to spend a lot of time doing. It was just every day, some days up to 8 hours of surf for 4 hours, come in, have some food, have some water, have a rest, and then go and surf for another 4 hours.
I've never seen anything like Quincy before. When we grow up as Aussies, everyone gets out there and gives it a go. But she did have something special about her first competition. Quincy was only 4 years old and she did in fact actually win. Teaching Quincy was quite remarkable. I think the biggest thing that really stood out is the fact that she just had no fear.
These are all the trophies I've won, and then there's some trophies over there as well. First place one, it's called the BR's Blast-Off, which is held down in Sydney. That's both years that I did it. And these are some of my swimming ribbons. This is just an Australian of the day. That's another first place one, and then that's another first place as well.
Do this.
Daddy, where are we paddling now?
No, we'll do the keel. We've had very, very mixed reactions. I've had people abuse me on the beach and in the water because how can you take that child out there and then she'll surf past them and they're like, oh, okay, I don't really understand what I'm seeing here. What people aren't aware of is the amount of work that Quincy puts in behind the scenes to being able to surf in some of the more extreme conditions.
Hold on, legs up, knees up.
Rodrigo helps me with getting stronger so that I can paddle better and catch more waves. And he also helps me with my leg muscles, which makes me do bigger turns.
Focus on both.
She's actually fairly aggressive about things that she does. If she wants to do something, she puts 120% into it.
Well, I wouldn't say that I'm a better surfer than anyone, but I actually work really hard.
She will set her own alarm. She will often get a cup of coffee ready for me, come in, wake me up and say, let's go, Mummy.
Car's ready.
Have you got everything ready?
Yes.
You got your wetsuits?
Yes. We're going to Devo and Snapper.
She tells me where she wants to go and she tries her best to read the surf forecast, and she really researches what she wants to do. And I find that admirable. I wish I had her focus.
That's a layback.
Nice.
Whee! I can fly! Whee!
Sick.
Ah.
What makes a good surfer and a bad surfer? Well, it's like art, it's like playing an instrument, you know, you've got to have a sense of flow. The ones that really stand out are the ones that make it look effortless. Quincy, you know, she definitely has this rhythm with the ocean that is quite remarkable.
There's no reason why Quincy couldn't be a professional surfer. You know, I was actually really stoked for her to have such a great connection with the ocean at such a young age. A lot of the really top level athletes have a special connection with the water as well. But you know, when you're growing up, I really truly believe that the best surfer is the one who's having the most fun. And she looks like she's definitely having a lot of fun as well, especially as the Flying Squirrel.
It's pretty cool having a nickname that not lots of people know. It was actually before I started surfing. One afternoon, I jumped off the back of our truck and I spread my arms and legs out, and I sort of looked like a flying squirrel, and my dad caught me. And then from then on I was called the Flying Squirrel. Its name's Andy, meaning Andy Irons, who was a very good surfer. It's Blue from Blue the Raptor. This is Dottie. It's just too small for me. See? It needs to be at least just higher than me. This is actually one of the very first boards I actually got.
The question we get asked a lot is, you know, I bet you can't wait for her to be a world champion. I always laugh and say she's probably going to turn around and start playing tennis in 4 or 5 years, and I'll be perfectly happy with that. You know, it's not my goal for her to achieve anything in particular. I'm just excited to see what she'll do with it if she chooses to continue.
These are 3 famous surf breaks that I made out of clay, but I haven't actually surfed there. This is a very big place called Pipeline. This is a place called Jaws, which is one of the most dangerous spots to surf. This is Chopu.
I asked her one day when I picked her up from school, what did you learn in that session? She said, I can't remember. I said, what do you mean? It just happened. Why can't you remember it? She said, I was surfing Chopu. Now Chopu's another really crazy surf break. But she is so determined to go there one day that she surfs it in class. And I kind of went, well, you really should listen in class, but I kind of also gave her a high five because she's thinking about that next step in her life.
Love you too.
Yeah, there's definitely something special about it. It's maybe the connection with the water and you jumping in, because it actually makes you calm down in salt water. So it's maybe that, or it's that the experience in surfing. It's just so fun or something.